The rain was falling harder than I had ever seen it before. Not the soft kind. Not the romantic kind. This rain felt angry, cold, relentless. I stood on the front porch of the house I once believed would be my forever home, clutching a single suitcase with shaking hands. My fingers were numb, but not from the cold. From disbelief. Behind the closed door stood my ex-husband, Daniel, the man who once promised to love me in sickness and health, who once whispered that I was his entire world. Now he wouldn't even look at me. "Take your things and leave," he had said moments earlier, his voice flat, almost bored. "This house is mine now." I tried to speak, tried to remind him that I had helped build this life. But he cut me off with one final sentence that shattered what was left of my heart. "You don't belong here anymore." The door slammed shut, and just like that, 12 years of marriage ended with the echo of a lock turning. I stood there for several seconds, staring at the wood grain of the door, hoping stupidly that it would open again. Didn't. I was officially homeless. Part 2. Betrayal behind closed doors. Daniel hadn't always been this man. When we met, he was ambitious but kind. A struggling entrepreneur with big dreams and empty pockets. I believed in him when no one else did. I sold my jewelry to help fund his first business. I worked 2 jobs while he chased investors. I cooked, cleaned, encouraged, and sacrificed. And when the money finally came, so did the change. Success hardened him. The more he gained, the colder he became. Then came her. You always know when there's someone else. Your heart feels it before your mind accepts it. When I confronted Daniel, he didn't deny it. Instead, he smirked. "I've outgrown you," he said. Outgrown. As if love had an expiration date. Weeks later, the divorce papers arrived. Months later, the locks were changed. And now here I was, alone, broken, and carrying everything I owned in one small suitcase. Part 3. A memory from the past. I had nowhere to go. No friends left. Daniel had made sure of that. No family nearby. I walked through the rain until my legs burned and my chest felt heavy with sobs I refused to release. That's when I felt it. Something hard in the pocket of my coat. I reached inside and pulled it out. A card. Old, worn, faded gold. My grandmother's card. I hadn't seen it in years. Grandma Eleanor had given it to me shortly before she passed away. "Keep this," she had said, pressing it into my hand. "One day, when you need help, it will help you." I had laughed then. Grandma was sweet but mysterious. She believed in preparation, in quiet strength. I had tucked the card away and forgotten about it. Until now. Part 4. The bank visit. The next morning, soaked, exhausted, and running on no sleep, I stood outside a massive glass building downtown. Harrington National Bank. I didn't know why I was there. Hope, maybe. Desperation, definitely. Inside, the marble floors gleamed under bright lights. The kind of place people like me didn't belong. Still, I approached the counter. The teller looked up, polite but distracted. "May I help you?" I slid the card across the counter. "I'd like to check the balance," I said quietly. She picked it up. Her smile faded. Her fingers froze. She looked at the card again. Then at me. "Ma'am, where did you get this?" My stomach tightened. "It belonged to my grandmother." The teller stood abruptly. "I need to get my manager." People started staring. Whispers rippled through the bank. Something was very wrong. Part 5. Panic behind the counter. The manager arrived, a sharp-dressed man with nervous eyes. He examined the card like it was radioactive. This can't be right," he muttered. He typed rapidly on his computer. His face went pale, then whiter. He leaned closer and whispered, "Please wait here." 2 security guards subtly moved closer. My heart raced. Had I done something illegal? Minutes passed, then 10. Finally, the manager returned. "Ma'am," he said carefully, "our CEO would like to speak with you." The entire bank went silent. The CEO? I felt my knees weaken. Part 6. The call that changed everything. They escorted me to a private office. Moments later, the phone rang. The manager answered. then handed it to me with trembling hands. "This is Mr. Harrington," he whispered. I pressed the phone to my ear. "Hello," a calm, authoritative voice replied. "Is this Eleanor Whitmore's granddaughter?" My breath caught. "Yes." There was a pause. Then he said words I would never forget. "We've been waiting for you." Part 7, Grandma's Secret. The CEO explained everything. My grandmother wasn't just an ordinary woman. Decades ago, she had been one of the earliest investors in Harrington National Bank. She believed in the founder when no one else did. Instead of cashing out, she placed her shares into a legacy account. An account that quietly grew, untouched, protected. An account tied to that card. The balance? Enough to change my life forever. The CEO's voice softened. She instructed us to release the account only to her granddaughter, when she truly needed it. Tears streamed down my face. Grandma had known. She had prepared for a moment like this. Part 8. Justice served. Within days, everything changed. I had legal support, financial security, freedom. Daniel tried to call me, begged, apologized. When he realized who I had become, he panicked. But it was too late. The house he kicked me out of, I bought it, and I donated it. In my grandmother's name. Final part. A new beginning. Standing in my new home, sunlight streaming through open windows, I held Grandma's card one last time. She had saved me, not with money, but with wisdom. Sometimes, life breaks you just enough to reveal who you were always meant to be.